What's going on, everybody? It's Phil here, and welcome to my Royal Rumble 2025 full show review. We're going to be going over each and every single match that happened at Royal Rumble 2025, and I'm going to be telling you guys what I liked, what I did not like, and ultimately my thoughts on what is going to be happening heading on to this road to WrestleMania, which is absolutely crazy. So let's dive right into it. But before we get right into the thick of things, why don't you guys hit that like button, turn on the bell for all notifications, and subscribe to the channel. That way you guys never miss another upload right here on the YouTube channel. WrestleMania season is here, y'all, and Royal Rumble is just the start of it. So let's get right into my 2025 Royal Rumble full show review. Let's start off with the Women's Royal Rumble match, and trust me, there's a lot to dive into when it comes down to this match. One of the main things I absolutely loved about this year's Women's Royal Rumble match is that NXT was represented beautifully with inside this matchup. We had Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, Roxanne Perez not only showing up but being the Iron Woman and the runner-up of this year's Rumble, and so many others like Jada Parker, Lash Legend. NXT was just represented beautifully in this Rumble, and I absolutely love that about NXT because it really does show that NXT and the future of WWE is in very good hands when it comes down to the women's division because of how stacked the women's division is outside of the main roster. And the surprise entrances that we got in this year's Women's Royal Rumble match was absolutely fantastic as well. Jordynne Grace showing up as a full-fledged WWE superstar looked absolutely fantastic, and she made her mark in this Women's Royal Rumble, and basically saying that she is here to stay and that she means business. Not only that, but we also did see the return of Alexa Bliss, and I love the jacket that she had. Fiend Forever. She had Lily, and she is just back, and I absolutely love that because Alexa Bliss is absolutely one of the best superstars going today, and a lot of people were trying to figure out if she were going to come back to the WWE after many talks about contracts being disputed and everything like that, but she is back, and she looked absolutely fantastic. Also, the return of Nikki Bella at number 30, and let's not forget the amazing Trish Stratus showing back up, and she looked very good in there as well. A lot of great surprises heading into this Royal Rumble match, and I absolutely loved everything about it. The thing about this year's Women's Royal Rumble match is that even though it was a very predictable outcome of seeing Charlotte Flair come out on top and being the winner of the Women's Rumble match, this match did exactly what it needed to do to build stories heading into the future and honestly heading into the road for WrestleMania season. We saw Piper Niven eliminate Chelsea Green, and even though that might have been quote-unquote accidental, the fact of the matter is we are going to be seeing something go down between those two, possibly for the Women's United States Championship. Another thing that we saw was that we saw Bianca Belair show jealousy after the Jordynne Grace and Naomi interaction in the Royal Rumble. So there's a lot of things going on with that, and to where we're going to be able to see moving forward in terms of that relationship. So we'll see it in due time when it comes down to that. But the fact of the matter is, this Rumble did exactly what it needed to do, but I want to talk to you guys about Charlotte Flair. Now, I get it. When it comes down to Charlotte Flair winning the Women's Royal Rumble match right out the gate, going to WrestleMania and facing whoever she's going to be facing at WrestleMania, I know it's not everybody's, cup of tea. But the fact of the matter is, we are eating out of the palm of our hands when it comes down to the reaction to Charlotte Flair and when it comes down just to how she was being presented on WWE TV, right? I mean, they did not hide that Charlotte Flair was going to be coming back to the Women's Royal Rumble whatsoever. They showed vignettes, and they basically told you right out the gate that Charlotte Flair is back. And like I said, we're just eating out of the palm of our hands. Imagine if Charlotte Flair goes to Friday Night SmackDown, challenges Tiffany Stratton for that Women's Championship over on SmackDown, and wins the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Not only does that just add another championship to her legacy, but that also kind of just shows that Charlotte Flair is ultimately going to become one of the most hated individuals in WWE today for 2025. And I think we're poised and ready for that because people just want to hate Charlotte Flair. And the thing is, even though Charlotte Flair could be and most likely will be winning that Women's Championship over on Friday Night SmackDown at WrestleMania, I think the chase for Tiffany Stratton as a full-fledged babyface over on Friday Night SmackDown is going to be the best thing for her, namely because people love Tiffany Stratton, people want to see Tiffany Stratton succeed, and if we could possibly see another matchup between Charlotte and Tiffany at this year's SummerSlam for the Women's Championship over on Friday Night SmackDown, where Tiffany Stratton finally gets over the hump and beats Charlotte Flair, I think that is absolutely amazing. And it would just show that Tiffany Stratton is the future of WWE one way or another. Now, in my eyes, as a whole, the Women's Royal Rumble match absolutely killed it. We saw some great representation in NXT. We saw some great action in terms of returns with Alexa Bliss, Nikki Bella, Trish Stratus, and a lot of others. And at the end of the day, Charlotte Flair showing up to win the Women's Rumble and just continue on her path to glory and to greatness is just something that we're going to be building upon heading into the road to WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. I absolutely love the Women's Rumble this year. What say you guys? Let me know down below. But now let's talk about the 2 out of 3 Falls tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championships as DIY went in there to defend against Motor City Machine Guns. Now, to me, I absolutely love this tag team match when it came down to DIY versus MCMG. It was a really, really good matchup in terms of the actual technicality aspect of this match, and we saw it go to 3 falls. As per usual, when it comes down to 2 out of 3 falls match. DIY won the first one, MCMG won the second one, and then DIY won the third one after the return of the Street Profits. And it looks like the Street Profits are officially going heel because they cost MCMG the matchups, but they also, at the end of the day, attacked DIY and held up those WWE Tag Team Championships. So, the Street Profits are here now, and it looks like they have a different type of edge to them. And now they want those Tag Team Championships, and I do believe that we could be seeing them as Tag Team Champions in 2025. But the thing about this match is that the crowd was really not into it much all because, we saw some very quiet reactions when it came down to this matchup here. And it was in front of over 70,000 people in Lucas Oil Stadium. I mean, this crowd was pretty dead for the majority of it. So I really don't know what happened here because I really do believe that the SmackDown Tag Team division has warranted a spot on a WWE PLE, which is the reason why we had this matchup in the first place at the Royal Rumble, and it was a 2 out of 3 falls match. And no, it really didn't get into the second gear as much as I would have wanted it. It was a very good tag team matchup between DIY and the Motor City Machine Guns. DIY retaining the tag team titles, to me, was the best way to go. They had the tag team titles for just a little while now, and, they still got to continue on with their run. Plus, we still got Pretty Deadly to worry about. We still have MGMG to, try to figure out because, they are still going to be going after those tag team titles. Street Profits are here. I mean, we could be seeing a Fatal 4-Way Tag Team ladder match at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. So I would absolutely love that. But we got to figure out where things are going for the tag team division, and hopefully the crowd could turn things around when it comes down to the treatment of the SmackDown Tag Team division. Because I'll be honest when I say this, SmackDown Tag Team's division is absolutely 10 times better than what's happening over on Monday Night Raw. Now let's talk about one of the most brutal one-on-one ladder matches that I have seen in quite some time for the Undisputed WWE Championship, that being Cody Rhodes taking on Kevin Owens. Now, when I say that it was probably one of the most brutal ladder matches that you're going to be seeing between a one-on-one competitor, I'm not lying to you. This was absolutely fantastic. And I'm glad that WWE allowed Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens to go to the lengths that they did when it came down to the gnarliness of this matchup because, man, these two absolutely killed it right out the gate. And, I loved every single thing about this match. I mean, the spots in this thing were absolutely brutal when it came down to Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes taking bumps off these ladders that I have personally never really seen before. I mean, we saw Kevin Owens take a bump on the side of a ladder. Kevin Owens hitting Cody Rhodes with that, fisherman buster from the top rope to a ladder bridge that was bridged between the bottom rope and one of the rungs on the ladder and one of the most brutal spots of the entire match. And not only that, but we did see an Alabama slam from the announce table through a ladder bridge from that announce table to the ring apron, and Kevin Owens folded like absolute madness. So this was just absolutely brutal in terms of the spots that Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes took in this match. Not only that, but we did see Sami Zayn make his presence known. Now, a lot of people were thinking that Randy Orton could have possibly made a return in this match to see who he was really going to be siding with, whether that be his protege in Cody Rhodes from the Legacy days or his, former best friend in Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens obviously pile drove him to where, we haven't seen Randy in a couple of months. So obviously we were trying to figure out where Randy's, alliance was going to lie. But he made no presence whatsoever. It was Sami Zayn that showed up in this ladder match and really just tried to be a friend to both Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. Now, the officials and medical were out there along with Sami Zayn to really check on both Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, but that Alabama Slam was the thing that ended the match as Cody Rhodes was able to get back up, climb the ladders, retrieve both the championships, and at the end of the day, retain the Undisputed WWE Championship. And at the end of the day, we saw a different side of Cody Rhodes when Cody Rhodes not only just grabbed the championships, but he went over back to the announce table, stood on top of it, and raised those championships up high over the carcass of Kevin Owens, who looked like he was practically dead out there with Sami Zayn trying to help him out. And we saw a little bit more of a different side of Cody Rhodes that we have really ever seen before, and Cody Lander is coming out right before our very eyes. I do not know if this is a full-fledged Cody Rhodes heel turn, but at least that's just saying that we're going to be seeing some seeds planting for that Cody Rhodes heel turn, and when that ultimately does happen, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to the overall aspect of this ladder match between Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, this match ruled. If you guys did not get a chance to see this match, do yourselves a favor, load up Peacock and watch this match from beginning to end. You guys will not be disappointed. And finally, let's talk about this absolutely stacked Men's Royal Rumble match. Now, one of the biggest things that WWE fans were probably not so happy about was how many surprise entrants we got in this Men's Royal Rumble match. But at the end of the day, what we got was honestly truly special because we had one of the most stacked Royal Rumbles in the company's history. And that right there is kind of what the Royal Rumble for this year was kind of built upon. But one of the big major returns that we did get in this year's Rumble match was AJ Styles. And AJ Styles came out to his old theme song, which is absolutely fantastic because we all thought that AJ Styles was going to be out for nearly a year after the injury that he just sustained. And the fact that he really showed up in 4, maybe 5 months really shows me that we are going to be getting that John Cena versus AJ Styles match that a lot of people want to see in this retirement tour for John. And I absolutely love that. And I love that AJ Styles is back. And earlier on in the Men's Rumble match at number 15, we saw the TNA World Champion make his presence known. That's right, Joe Hendry showed up in the Men's Rumble match, and he absolutely looked fantastic. People knew who he was. People were waving their hands from side to side, just like you would normally do with him being out there. And he had some great moments with the likes of Roman Reigns, Sheamus, Braun Breaker, and so many others. But one of the biggest things coming out of this Royal Rumble match was I Show Speed at number 8. And now I'll be honest, I'm not really that big of a fan of I Show Speed. I really don't know much about him, so I just really don't understand what's really happening here at the end of the day. But I Show Speed made his presence known in the Rumble as a celebrity entrant, mainly because this all came out after Akira Tozawa was supposed to be a part of the Rumble, but with Carmelo Hayes earlier on being eliminated from the match, he attacked Akira Tozawa. Akira was not medically cleared to compete, so Triple H was in the back with Akira Tozawa saying that we have to find somebody. We have to find somebody to replace him. And then all of a sudden, he just shows Speed, and he's like, Speed, you're in the Rumble. Get out there. And he was obviously stunned, and he was just trying to figure out what the hell was going on. But he made his entrance. He got into the ring. He did a backflip, and he got annihilated by Braun Breaker. He got annihilated by Braun Breaker in one of the most devastating spears that you will ever see in the year 2025. He gorilla pressed him over the top rope, and Otis caught him, who was earlier on eliminated in the match, and then he did a fallaway slam to I Show Speed over the announce table, and obviously his feet hit the floor. So I Show Speed was eliminated from the Rumble, but I Show Speed was absolutely insane in this Rumble, and this was probably one of the best celebrity appearances that we've seen in a Rumble for quite some time. Now, I get it. Most of the time, when it comes down to these celebrity appearances, a lot of people are kind of the notion that we really could have had this spot for somebody from NXT. And that was probably one of the only negatives that I did have with this Rumble, is that we really didn't have any NXT talent. But the fact that this Rumble was kind of predicated on how stacked this Rumble was, even though we really did not get NXT appearances in this entire ordeal, I'm okay with it at the end of the day, because we got some great moments in this Rumble, and we are really going to be seeing some possible big spots for NXT's future stars in the future. So I'm not really too upset about it, but I probably would have liked to see maybe a Trick Williams here or there, maybe an Ethan Page or somewhere. But you know what? At the end of the day, I'm not really all that upset about it. But I get where people are coming from for sure when it comes down to that kind of aspect within a Rumble match, because I do feel like at least at some points we really could have seen some NXT talent thrown in there, and it really would have still continued to be a stacked Royal Rumble regardless of whoever was going to be a part of it. Now, of course, I'll be talking about the winner being Jey Uso for the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match in just a quick second, but I want to talk to you guys in an overall sense of what the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match truly was for me. The structure and how everything was laid out for the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble was absolutely brilliant. I absolutely loved every single thing about this, mainly because, like I said earlier, it was one of, if not the most stacked Royal Rumbles that we have seen in quite some time. Hell, maybe even in the entirety of the Royal Rumble's history. And this match is just laid out beautifully. So I really had no problems when it comes down to the actual structure of this Royal Rumble match, because of how great, honestly, we had in terms of the stories that were told within this matchup here, and how the final six even really came to be. And that's what I really want to kind of dive into in this next portion of the Royal Rumble review for the men's, because the final six was absolutely tremendous. I mean, we saw Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Logan Paul, John Cena, and Jey Uso all be a part of the final six. And I'll just say this, for the Men's Royal Rumble final entrant being Logan Paul at number 30, I personally really didn't care for that, but I understood where they were going. And we saw Logan Paul basically eliminate three men right out the gate, that being Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk. And the final three were left standing to be Logan Paul, John Cena, and Jey Uso. The elimination of Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk all led to this three-way type brawl between them, and it was absolutely tremendous. I mean, we saw Roman Reigns look at CM Punk and basically ask CM Punk, why the hell would you ever do this? I mean, we just teamed over a month ago. What the heck is going on here? And then all of a sudden we saw Seth Rollins do a stomp to Roman Reigns because of their history. Then all of a sudden CM Punk kind of helped Roman Reigns in a sense by attacking Seth Rollins, and those two were going at it, which makes people believe that we are going to be seeing a massive triple threat between Roman, Seth, and Punk at WrestleMania. I mean, there's so much to go into there. But also, with the final three being Logan Paul, John Cena, and Jey Uso, we were trying to figure out who was really going to be main eventing WrestleMania. John Cena had this amazing spot where he was going to be AAing both Logan Paul and Jey Uso, but Jey Uso got out of there. He super kicked Logan Paul while he was still on John Cena's shoulders. John Cena then, he eliminated Logan Paul from the Royal Rumble, and it was down to the final two of John Cena and main event Jey Uso. And at that point in time, both of these men were in there for at least half an hour, and we were trying to figure out who was really going to be a part of the main event of WrestleMania. And WWE did a fantastic job of making you believe that John Cena was just going to win this thing. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, because it's John Cena. But no, we saw those two fight on the apron, and it looked like John Cena was about to AA main event Jey Uso off the ring apron to win the Royal Rumble. But Jey Uso slipped out the back, landed in the ring, pushed John Cena, and John Cena's feet hit the floor, thus making main event Jey Uso the winner of the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. And main event Jey Uso is going to the main event of WrestleMania. Now, yes, was Jey Uso my pick to win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble? No. But does that make me upset about it? Absolutely not. Because I think what Jey Uso has done has been absolutely warranted for a main event type spot, and I could not be more happy about it. You know, John Cena was the safe route to go when it comes down to the Men's Royal Rumble match because everybody and their mother thought it was going to happen. But no, they went outside the box and they had main event Jey Uso win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble in probably one of the most shocking fashions that we have seen in quite some time. I mean, think about it. We are most likely going to be getting Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania once again. And Jey Uso getting another crack at becoming a world champion in the WWE after being known and labeled as a tag team guy is something that really should be expanded upon, and I absolutely love that they are going to do that. And the fact that John Cena went back in there, celebrated with Jey Uso, and raised his hand up high just shows that John Cena is here for the right reasons. John Cena is here to ensure that the future of WWE is going to be very much in good hands when John Cena's retirement tour is done at the end of 2025, and I cannot be more proud of what those two did as the final two in the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble. I absolutely loved what they did here, and this was just absolutely beautifully well done. The two men with the most eliminations in this Royal Rumble match ended up being Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns with a total of 4 each. So that was awesome. We had, I believe it was Penta. Penta. Penta was the Iron Man at over 42 minutes in this Rumble, so he was the Iron Man out of this match, which was absolutely fantastic because he entered in at number 2 with Rey Mysterio being at number 1, so that was fantastic there. I just think the overall structure of what the Men's Royal Rumble match was for 2025 was just absolutely beautifully well done, and I cannot wait to see what Jey Uso does as now he is the guy that is going to be main eventing one of the nights of WrestleMania. Overall, I'm very optimistic in what WWE is going to be doing with Jey Uso. I just hope that WWE knows what they're doing with Jey Uso because after all the trials and tribulations that he's already had against Gunther, if he does go after Gunther once again for that World Heavyweight Championship, I just hope they know what they're doing because if Jey Uso wins the Royal Rumble and does not win the World Championship at WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, I really have no idea what we're doing here. But that's it, guys. That's what I thought about Royal Rumble 2025. I overall very much enjoyed the show, but what say you? Let me know your thoughts about the 2025 Royal Rumble pay-per-view down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which is going to be another WWE 2K25 video where I basically simulated the Men's Royal Rumble from this year. I did every single person from the entrances, from where they entered in the Rumble, and see who 2K wanted to see win the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble match. So stay tuned for that. That's coming tomorrow, and I'll see you guys in that video. Stay safe, God bless, and peace.